Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to Watchbox, and thanks for logging on. If you love this watch, email me, tmosso@thewatchbox.com. It's in the description below, and it is your purchase and pricing email question line for buying this or any watch you see on any Watchbox platform. Please reach out to me directly, tmosso@thewatchbox.com. Today, we are discussing the Bethune DB25 Power Reserve. 44 millimeters in red gold. This watch is an example of what Bethune can do with its 150 watch per year production for those who do not want the floating lugs of the DB28s or the open dials. This is a more conventionally constructed watch that features all of the mechanical innovations and craft arts that Bethune has to offer, and it's an everyday watch to wear. Very easy to wear this 44, as it's only 11.6 millimeters thick, and that's impressive given a 6-day power reserve, a complication, and automatic winding. It's 51 millimeters lug-to-lug with very spare and minimalist lugs, and then a 24 millimeter spacing between the lugs. You can see on my wrist, 16 centimeters in circumference. No problems at all wearing this watch. I can recommend it for wrists as small as 15 centimeters circumference, and it really is quite comfortable, nicely stanced, very planted, secure. You can see it would slide under a cuff. It's not a thick watch. Rolling over quickly to check out the strap, you can see that it is a large rectangular scale alligator leather strap, semi-gloss in black with a monotone stitch, very narrow sheer cut edges. You can see there's no bolstering, and then there is small round scale alligator leather on the bottom. It is a brand new factory strap, and the advantage of having gator on both sides, as with some Chopard LU Chopard models and FP Journe, is that it's a more expensive strap, but it's also a longer lasting strap. A simple matching to Bethune rose gold, or I should say red gold pin buckle, and there's nice symmetry between the shape of the teardrop shoulders of the buckle and then the actual shape of the lugs themselves. You can see there's that little ogival or torpedo-like bullet cap to the end of the lugs. That is the last extant styling cue of the original 2002 DB1 chronograph. That was the first year and the first model for the company, and it was distinguished by very large bullet-shaped lugs. Well, those have mostly passed into the history books, but the small vestige of them remains. The caseband is strong, and as you can see, the lugs, though minimalist and open, evacuated, and gossamer, they are strong, thrusting, angular. They're not huge, though, so the watch wears well. You can see there are circumferential case joint lines where the case back as well as the bezel join the mid case, giving it a robust character all the way around and excellent definition. Everything is of high polish. The bezel is domed but almost flat. The crown, you can see, is domed outboard, and then it actually has drilled recesses around its edge, and that's its knurling. Bethune makes its own cases, and it makes its own dials. It also makes its own movements. And when it makes a dial like this guilloche job you see right here, it uses a real rose lathe. This is not a stamped guilloche. This is a reductive guilloche, with the rose lathe creating this undulating radial form that splays out from underneath the hands. The hands are fired blue titanium. That is a patent for which Bethune has, or process, I should say, for which Bethune has a patent. You can also see, if you look carefully, the minute hand has been very subtly rolled on a mini rolling pin to arc under the edge of the sapphire. The dial is handsomely printed in blue lacquer, so the contrast against the silver base gives it a little bit more color. And then there is a power reserve indicator up at 12 o'clock, and you can see as I wind the watch, it becomes progressively more silver and less red. 6 days of power reserve, automatic winding, and this is the caliber 2024. The first thing you need to know is that they're maximizing their winding efficiency, as we have a platinum mass, not gold, not tungsten outboard, and then it's held on titanium arms. So all the mass is maximized outboard. You can also see that there's a shock protection system. This was patented back in 2006. You have these little cantilever springs with anti-stiction jewels built in. They provide shock protection for the rotor, which also pivots on ceramic bearings for efficiency. Now you can see 2 pivot jewels in the barrel bridge, and there are 2 barrels self-adjusting. That's also patented. They have a sapphire on their interiors to help the spring move with reduced friction as it discharges its power, so there's less sudden jumps as the spring breaks free because it doesn't seize up when it's pivoting on sapphire. The twin barrels, 6-day power reserve, automatic winding, played out at 28,800 vibrations per hour, and you have a non-annular balance. So it's basically like it's like a cruciform shape. It's not circular and continuous the way a normal annular balance is. It's like two yokes superimposed on each other at 90-degree angles. A really good looking balance as well. It's a combination of platinum masses outboard and also blued titanium. Now you have a full balance bridge for stability, but you have 1, 2, 3 shock protection springs, not just the one. Two purposes. One is chronometry, to return the balance staff to a centered position as quickly as possible, and then the other is simply durability. More shock protection via this triple parachute system is better. There's a silicone escape wheel that reduces friction and increases power reserve. Then you can see there's sort of a dog leg, irregularly shaped hairspring. This is also patented. It's a flat hairspring that beats concentrically like an overcoil, so regardless of the position of the watch, it's not going to change its timing. It also is two pieces clamped together and hand formed, so being a flat hairspring, it doesn't have the thickness or shock susceptibility issues that you find with an overcoil. It is truly a beautifully made watch inside and out from a company that makes only 150 watches a year, and since 2002 has built fewer than 2,800. The ultimate independent, 30 meters water resistant. This is Bethune and the DB25 Power Reserve.